I'm a mid-market account executive at Achievers, which is out of Toronto, but it's a global employee recognition platform. So I was using Vidyard for a couple years, still a great tool. What I found is every time I went on LinkedIn, maybe like a year or so ago, everyone that was talking about Vidyard was starting to talk about Sendspark. So I'm like, what is Sendspark? I was having a little FOMO. So I'm like, what is that? What is Sendspark? So I kind of latched on, started using the tool. I've never looked back just because I found it a lot easier to use, better deliverability, and the support with Selena has been incredible. I ask a question on LinkedIn, I get something back in like 30 seconds. So it's tough to move away from that support was. I was actually using Vidyard and Sendspark at the same time to see what was better. I noticed Sendspark had a much better response and play rate. So like with Vidyard, I probably saw around like a 40% play rate. With Sendspark, I see around 70. So it's almost double. I think the thumbnails look a bit better when you send out emails. I think the integrations with Outreach are really slick in LinkedIn. The number one thing is it seems like my prospects receive the videos more and are more receptive. My reply rate's a lot higher too. I have inbound leads, but also have my own pipeline that I am expected to generate my own discos and beyond. I'll try to connect with them on LinkedIn. If they accept, I'll send a very brief video. It's actually from Zoe Hartsfield, where it's just, hey, thanks so much for connecting. Really pumped to be part of your network. Please let me know if we have any resource to your people team on recognition and rewards. Leave it at that. I'll also use it as a follow-up if I do a cold call instead of like a super long email or a super long voicemail. I'll say, hey, skip the long voicemail. You're going to get a video momentarily through email or through your LinkedIn. And I'll send that. And essentially, it's just like, hey, Ben, made you a quick video, open to sharing your feedback on it. And I kind of make it, kind of quirky. Like I'll throw like a PS, like, hey, not offended if my acting skills aren't up to snuff or something. But also, especially where I do run my own demos, 100%. So if I'm on like an hour-long demo with a prospect and we don't get to something, like maybe reporting analytics on our platform, I'll actually do a quick Sendspark video for like 2 minutes and say, hey, I know we didn't get to this, but because it was important, I want to send this out to you, and I'll add it to a shared space. We utilize Showpad, similar to like Seismic. Same with like pricing proposals I'm starting to use. Really just like those mini demos where, some people are like, hey, I'm not ready for a demo, but like, hey, I actually want to show you this one piece, how we can help your global population. So it's a mix of different things, but I think the ability that Sendspark is so diverse. It's not just a prospecting tool. I can see CSMs and marketing use it. Like for my purpose, it's more of a mix of prospecting and pipeline. The reason I like it is because when someone is generally on their cell phone reading their emails like 9% of the time, if they see like a super long email or that typical like, hey, how you been kind of thing, like, or hope you're having a great week, like they're going to delete that. If they see like a video that also has their LinkedIn picture or their career page in the background, I think they're more apt to be like, what is this? And the response I get a lot of times is like, well, I've never received a video. I feel like I owe it to you at least just to have a chat with you. It's funny because that kind of goes in waves, but I think recently a lot, they're like, I never get videos, and I think it's just it's a way to stand out, break through the noise, and it just looks a lot different where these buyers are getting so many emails. If 5% of those are video, that's going to stand out more. HR tech space, it's a very competitive space, and all these companies are kind of saying, hey, we're the best. But my big thing is it helps me humanize the approach where it's not like I'm reaching out to these prospects with these super long marketing emails. I've noticed that I do have the highest disco meeting attainment that's self-generated, and I think it is a direct correlation with Sendspark where I might not get the meeting off that Sendspark email, but I think it puts their name and Achievers in their head. So when I go to call them or send a follow-up, they're like, oh yeah, I remember that. And I have evidence of it too. Like a lot of times I'll have emails like, oh wow, I've never received a video. That's really neat. And it has led to meetings. My biggest deals had a Sendspark attached to it. Like I just got my first deal with Achievers. I use Sendspark. So I essentially use it on every deal or every prospect. It's just I think there's a lot higher open rate. It's like double, triple the open rate than it would be another email. Huge ROI. I mean, I think it's night and day.